Hi fellows, where are we? This is Charlie Tango 1 here. So I just thought I'd do a video, sorry I'm out of shot here, just thought I'd do a video, an update video review on these three little Optima 8R stoves. And there is quite a bit of difference. Now I've actually got three of them, so I know a bit more about them now, how they function, and what fors and against there are with them. I'll tell you a photo of this in a bit, and then I can show you. These are the three little stoves that I have. That's it. I thought I'd have to do this, bring this down a bit. Right, there they are there. This is the first little stove I got. Was a bit grey, obviously I've chipped the paint. I think I closed it too soon and before the paint had really gone off hard. This is a typical Optima stove, which is made in Sweden. And it has the brass tank. Also, it's worth bearing in mind that when you're changing the valve washer, they have a little bit of carbon right in the end, which I explained in my other video, for when you where are we? In here. It's, it might be better if I take it out actually, mightn't it? He said. There we go, let's take it out. See what we've got here. Yeah, right, here we go. When we on my other video I showed you this, when we take this spindle out here, we unscrew this. When we've removed this and change the washer if need be, which is usually sandwiched between two small washers, we can then replace the spindle. And before we put this little nut back on, there's some carbon that you have to put in. Oh dear, done it again, look. Bear with me. Oh, fiddly little thing that is, isn't it? That's it's in now. Get in there. Sorry about that. Yes, there's some carbon you get in. Now what I've failed to, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but you need to get, I did say one of these, a little pencil, and you need to take off about 1.5 inches, something like that. Just cut that, split the pencil and get the lid out of it, crush it down. I fold it in a bit of paper, this paper here actually, this yellow paper. I folded a little bit in there, which I have here, you can see what it's done, and folded it over so, smacked it down with a hammer, opened it up, made sure it's crunched up, if not move it about, smack it down even more so it's like powder. Little bit of fairy liquid in a tub, dear little bit, and I mean a dear little bit because you're only going to need 1, maybe 2 drops. Just a drop like you do when you put an eye droplet in your eye. That's really all you need. Just that one little. Oh, sorry, mate. One little drop. Mix it all up, and then get yourself a little stick or something like that, you know. And that's a, I don't know what this is, barbecue stick I think. Make it into a paste, pop it a bit in there and then fold that, then put the nut back on. You can nip it back up, Bob's your ankle, funny your aunt. Now I weren't happy with the colour of the tin, that's why I that's why I changed it to blue. Here we go. Should be there. Put that over there. Yeah, you're in a heat sink, but that's not. That's a Ford blue of some sort. You should use some heat resistant paint, really. This was the next one that came. This one here. And I think this was the one. Yeah, this was the one on the other video where I told you that this particular stove was unused, and I think I put a comment in there in relation to that. Now, what I found, the only difference being, something I ought to mention at this point in time, was when you put the flame spreader on, or the flame spreader, the difference is you can't use these on a little Esby stove that looks exactly the same. These the Esby 123 and 123R. The aperture of the thread is a lot smaller on the Esby, what they call them, Esbeen. The 123 is smaller, so these will not fit on it. They only fit on these stoves. Well, let's make sure. And the second thing is the valve. Can you see this? I don't know if we can see it. This valve here again. When you take that off, if you replace the leather washer or whatever it is you're going to do in there, you're sandwiching it between, again, sandwiching a leather washer between two washers. And I couldn't believe this is. I thought Russia was supposed to be a rich country. Well, clearly it is if you've born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Now, excuse me, since making the last video I've got a rotten strep throat which I caught off my little grandson, and I'm going over there today to give it him back. Right, so yeah, with that valve, now the Russian ones, apart from it being made of steel and it's lectureless nickel plated, I've noticed them, they have, on the valve they have this, it's like a rubberized type washer in between the metal washers, but there's no carbon before you put that nut. I'll do it again. There's no carbon before you put that nut back on. It's just you put the washer on with the two metal washers. There's no carbon behind it, and you just plonk that straight back on. That's a difference there. Bearing in mind this is brand new. This has never been used. You know, brand new. Look, I'll let you make your own mind up about that one. You know, but I beg to differ. But there you go. I mean, even the flame spreader says it all, doesn't it? You know, when you look at that. I mean, and right, that's got rid of that one. Actually, I put a bit of a moan up to the geezer that I bought that off of. I says, I don't think I'm prepared to sit here and let you insult my intelligence, because anyone can see that is not brand new, unused, etc, etc. And it didn't matter what he come back with. I even got one of his so-called followers contacted me to say if I was you I'd return it and ask for your money back. So that says a lot, doesn't it? Well, about half hour after that it turned up. I thought, oh, well, there you go. Anyway, I looked at it, I thought, well, I'll fire it up. Whew. Leaking out the valve, and yellow flame, leaking out the tank for the spindle going into the tank. It was coming out of there. So I thought, no, I ain't having this. So I phoned, I didn't phone him, I contacted him. This kept on. In the end, I got it for nothing. he just thought, oh, I can't be doing with all that, I'll give him his money back. And these Russian ones, I said in my video, they used, someone's used, and that was in that one there that I got my money back on. Now I did say, look, now am I wrong, or is that a bit of a crate bandage? Because that's what it looks like to me, crate bandage. That was in that one. And lo and behold, when I got this one, which by the way was unused, it ain't now, because it's discoloured the flame spreader now, because I've fired it up. You can see it just, but I've tried to polish all this as well, but you know, when that brand new brass comes out of a cast, that's how it was, and it is hard work polishing them up. But I thought, well, that's good enough. I got there. But just worth bearing in mind, you can't use the SV123 and 123R flame spreaders on these particular stoves. When I opened this up, I thought, well, I'll try this. The spindle on the tank was tight, but not over tight. It didn't leak, and I thought, great. When I fired it up, I thought it should roar a little bit better than that. I thought, well, perhaps the old, perhaps there's a bit of, you know what, S1.T in it, SH1.T in the jet. Anyway, I thought, well, it's got a jet needle in it, I'll clean it. Didn't make no difference. So I stripped it down. Again, you haven't got that carbon to put in there by the spindle. When I took it off, away from the tank, lo and behold, that was in there as well, and that was brand new. So all they use in theirs is a bit of, you know, they spend the money out doing that, and then they cut corners by putting something stupid like that in. Instead of using the McCoy, which is this stuff, which I told you about, is you can get it out of a Dougal mop. That's what we call them, a Dougal mop. One of them mops that your grandmother might have had, like, you know, just pull that out of the head, use about 2 strands, fold it in half, and away you go. And that's what these run on. So I've done that. You might get, on some of them, you might get, even on the Swedish ones, you might get this stuff in there, a bit of, let's get it right, brass gauze, alright, you might get that in there. It's rolled, they roll the wick in it. You know, you roll the wick in it really tight, and then once you got it rolled, you push it in there. Then put the end of the wick here, right at the end of the braid of that stuff. Push it in, but don't worry too much if you can't get it in there. So there is a saying to that, but I'm not going to say it. Just roll it up, just twist it like it is there, or twist it up. Once you fold it on the wire, just twist it, just keep twisting it and poke it in. There you go, and excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. And yeah, so you can have that back. And God almighty, Christmas Day and all, right, there should be better things to do than this. So yeah, you don't have the carbon in the spindle. I poked the wick in there, screwed it back on the tank. It's a tapered thread, so you don't have to put thread seal around it. Just do it so you think it's quite tight. Line it up with the tank. Bob's your uncle, friend is your aunt. And there you go. I've done that. I fired it up, and she was roaring like a good, and that flame spreader was really glowing there, you know. So I'm well pleased with that. But that was, as the person said, unused, and it was unused, and you can see, you know, look, it's. I think the only thing that's scratched on it is that. That's the only thing that's scratched. Look. The rest of it is A-OK. So, well pleased with that. Any comments, likes or dislikes, inquiries, or if you want to rip it up for you know what, you're welcome to do so. As a lot of the YouTubers say, I'm not really bothered, but I just thought I'd put it up there. And as I always say, I hope it's been informative to somebody. I do know there was a gentleman in America that was asking me if I do a strip down of one again to video it, because he's not quite sure about it all. But I've done that on the video 1 and 2, and this, as I say, is a review on those stoves. I've done 3 of them. I've restored them really, and I've found all their little flaws, and they're easy rectified. So if you're not sure and you've got a problem with one, please feel free to get in touch with me, contact me. I'm nearly always on there, and I'll help in any way that I can, because I'm a strong believer that you never stop learning until the day you die, and there's always someone out there that knows something that you don't. So the way I see it is, if I can help somebody that's not quite sure how to do something, then you know, then so be it. Only too happy to help. Let's take this back now, and so with that, I'll be signing off. Let's get down here so you can see me. Thanks very much for watching it. Hope to catch you soon. So, Charlie Tango 1, been here. Ta-da, see you later.